You'll never look at coffee table books the same way ever again. Don't throw them away. Turn them into shabby chic, crinkled envelopes. Each one is unique. Each one is so shabby chic. Each one is something special. I love them all. Large coffee table books are easily accessible in your local thrift shop, usually for a small amount of money. Flip through a few of these books. Usually you will find pattern books. Oh, I find these ideal for my junk journal projects. Botanical books have a special place in my heart and will offer beautiful colors. You're looking for books around the 11-inch by 9-inch size or larger will work perfect for these projects. I have an affiliate link allowing you to easily access the items used in my videos. I have selected a couple of those pattern papers. Oh, I just love these papers. Do you remember earlier this week when I was using that heavy tracing paper and I said it was more like vellum? That heavier tracing paper came out of this booklet and it's 45 pounds or 93 GSMs and it is so very heavy. I said I hadn't coffee dyed it yet, but I did try it. And I'm not going to say it crinkles better, but it does change the texture a little bit. But I do love that coffee color, and I don't mind. It doesn't negatively impact the paper. Then there is this tracing paper, and it is 25 pounds or 41 GMSs. I don't know how to say that. But anyway, it's a lot lighter. It's what I'm used to. And I coffee dyed those pages as well. When I coffee dyed the heavier tracing paper, I did coffee dye both sides because it rolled so terribly. And once I coffee dyed the opposite side, it kind of flattened out a little bit. On the thinner tracing paper, I only dye one side. And I use a brush for both of these, a foam brush, and I just brush on the coffee slurry. These pages here are 11 inches by 8.5, so they're not super big, but I love the fact that they have patterns on them. On this side, they're more like instructions. So this side is where I would like to glue down my tracing paper. I want my envelope to have that crinkly envelope sound. And to get that, we're going to need to place our glue on the edge of our paper. And I would suggest a wet glue. Now, whether you have art glitter glue, but I don't think a glue stick is going to give you the results that you want. Pressing the glue into the tracing paper, or maybe we should say pressing the tracing paper into the glue. I really want to try this with the heavier tracing paper. So I'll do the exact same thing and I'll place my glue around the edge of my paper, but not in the middle. Now we're going to need to let this dry. Once they're dry, you want to trim the excess tracing paper away from your page. If you want, you can take this to the machine and you can sew around the edge. Or you could use that method that I've shown you where you take a fine Sharpie marker and you literally draw a line around and then go back and do that line that's kind of serpentine. It really does look very much like stitching in case you don't have a machine or choose not to use it on paper. You'll want to take your paper and kind of look at it and see if you turn up one end, how's it going to look, as opposed to turning up the other end. And then this end will become your flap. Most of the decoration is going to be on the other side with this one, unless I make this the body of my envelope, and then I bring this down for my flap. That way I can have more of that pattern on, well, I guess it depends on what you want to call the front of the envelope. This is the side of the envelope that has the flap. And so the body of the envelope, like where you would put the address, looks like this, which I think is really pretty. So let's fold one end of the envelope, whichever one you've chosen, about 4 inches. That's going to give you a nice deep pocket, and you're going to have a little bit of room to show off your picture, whether it's a pattern or a botanical, or actually maybe you have some very pretty words. It does not have to be exactly 4 inches. I'm just giving you an idea. And then let's bring the top portion down about 2 inches. And doing that at 2 inches, it's going to give you a little bit of space right here from where it's going to be folded, so that you're going to be able to get inside of your envelope a little easier and give that a crease. Oh, I think it's so pretty already. Now I have quite a few other papers that I have prepared. This one is that thick tracing paper. This one's double-sided as far as the pattern goes. This one too is a heavier tracing paper. But I'm going to fold them all, and then I'll tell you if I can really tell if it's a heavier tracing paper or if it's that lighter weight tracing paper. I have all of my envelopes all folded. I'm loving how they look. My next step will be taking my distressed ink tea dye color and inking up all the folded areas and along the sides. All of my envelopes all inked up. Now it's time to do a little decorating. What I can say about the heavier tracing paper, it just makes your envelope much heavier, and then you would be able to put on laces that are heavier. So that's the positive about the heavier tracing paper. Other than that, it really isn't any different. It still is nice and crinkly, and it's just wonderful. So whether you have the heavy tracing paper or the lightweight tracing paper, it'll be perfectly fine. Now I need to go ahead and glue this so that it will be an envelope, or I could go ahead and sew it on my machine. If you glue it, I suggest a wet glue, maybe art glitter glue. You could use fabric tack, or you could use the Aleene's tacky glue. So I have a little bit of this fabric eyelet lace, and I'm going to glue it right onto my flap. Next, I want to add a little bit of this lace. It's a little heavier lace, and it's in a cream. Now I'm using my Surebonder high temp glue gun, and on my machine I took beautiful Sari silk from Crimson Heart Studios, and I gathered it on my machine. And I'd like to glue that right above that lace, this lace right here. I'm still going to be able to see my little butterfly there. It goes down right there, but that'll be okay, because I'd like to add a bow right here. Oh, I think it's looking so cute. So I'm going to add my glue. And did you see my dish of wax seals? And I have a dish here with buttons and some bulb pins. Now, I'd like to attach my wax seal. I don't know which color I want. They're all so pretty. Yeah, I do like this one. And with my very small hole punch, I'm going to punch a hole in my wax seal. Now I can take my bulb pin. I'm even thinking of putting a button on. I don't know how it's all going to look together, but let's see. Oh, it's kind of cute. I might even want a little bead right in front. So in my little bead dish here, I've got some pewter looking beads. And then we'll put the button, and then we'll put the wax seal, and then I want to place it right in the middle where the bow is tied. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? That's so shabby chic, right? And the weight of this wax seal and button and bead and the bow and the lace is going to keep this flap down very nicely. What a lovely pocket. You could fill this with all sorts of things. Hi, Best Buds. I'm so happy that you've joined the Shop the Restock. What's new in my shop this week? Oh, you know, we just finished making these. And yes, they are in the Etsy shop. Now, what I've done inside is I stuffed them. You know, all those things that we have been making this week that are so shabby chic? Each envelope has a shabby heart, a shabby flip book, and a shabby envelope. Some of them have this size envelope. Some of them have the smaller envelope. They all have a flip book, but yes, remember they were all decorated a little differently. And they all have a small little heart that's so shabby chic. They will be randomly selected at the time of purchase, but they're all so very cute. And I have one of those bags with the cute little journal inside. It has beaded dangles. It has a tie closure. It has a decorative gift bag or a holder. And inside, we have assorted pages. We have 2 tuck spots in the middle, and we have a pocket at the back with the journaling card. And this little set is also listed in my Etsy shop. It's time to have our drawing for Happy Mail. What's this all about? It's about you helping me spread happiness through simple acts of kindness, letting someone in line at the grocery store because you have 20 items and the person behind you only has 2. We can't tell what people are going through by just looking at them. We must be kind to each other. We are all in this together. So if you would like a chance to win Happy Mail from me to you and get your name in the fishbowl for a chance to win Happy Mail, then in the comments section of the most recent Cathy Sewing Happiness video, tell me your act of kindness towards another person. Now, if you wish not to say your act of kindness, that's okay too. Type in the 2 words, spreading happiness, and then I will know you would like your name in the fishbowl for a chance to win. Let's find out who has won Happy Mail this week. Here's our winner. The lively 25. You have won Happy Mail from me to you. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, transforming our large book pages into something so shabby chic. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.